So here, so we have the whiteboard also. Okay. So I request not to record the video. Okay. So whoever is there monitoring there, I request them not to record the video. Okay. Then only I can start the session now. I request the respective faculty. Okay, please not to record the video. Is it Shaker? Is somebody is there? I request once again the person, please not to record the video. You can stop recording there. Then only I can start the session. Make it fast because I don't want to waste the time. It's almost 20 minutes. And where we supposed to finish a lot of things. Okay, I think so. I have requested twice and thrice for the college people. Is it anyone is responsible here who can just take care of that one? We always wasting our time here.
Hello, sir. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, I think the HOD sir will record this session, sir. It is beneficial to call HOD sir and stop the recording, sir.
I didn't get ma. Can you repeat once? Is not audible properly.
Sir, I think our HOD sir is record this session, sir.
Okay, sir is not there right now.
Yeah, sir. Sorry is
Maybe,
not there.
sir, you will call the HOD sir and
I already passed that
stop this
information. No?
recording, sir.
I already passed that information also. Okay, fine, ma. No problem because I don't want your time should be wasted there. Fine. Here let's talk about.
Wait for 1 minute, sir. I will call HOD sir, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay. So meanwhile here, let me start here and let me share the screen with you guys. Okay. So let's begin the session now here. So probably in the last session we have covered about the loops there, right? And let's move on here and move to the next one here. Because some of the people yesterday also have been requested for me to be discussed from the arrays. So I'll just keep on moving to the arrays, then followed with the string, then followed with the packages. Okay, so we'll move to the packages, and then finally we'll see the static interface, and here default method interface, and the last one is annotation. Okay, so that we'll see in the last session. But here probably because of the some of the student has been request me, so we are not familiar on this area. So let's move on here and talk something about on this arrays and all the things. So I'll just take here the online compiler for you, or else I'll show the manual itself because you're not familiar with all the things. I'll show you manual only. So here I'll create the file. Test.java. Great. So let's talk about the arrays here. Now, when I talk about the array here, basically the array is nothing but a name given to the memory allocation where we can store a group of homogeneous elements. Okay, array is nothing but one is a variable. You can say is a variable where we can store a group of similar elements in an continuous memory allocation there. Okay, so this is the first point here. Now generally here, in case of arrays, basically we can perform the various operation. Before that, let me add another point. A array, or you can say an array, is also a linear data structure. Okay, linear data structure in the sense what, where the elements can be stored linearly. Linear fashion means sequentially, one after the another there. Now, basically here, the operations which we can perform with the help of array. Okay, we can perform insertion, we can perform removing, that is deletion, we can perform searching, we can perform sorting there. So there are various operations we can perform it here. Okay, the various operations we can perform. So the following operation we can perform. Okay, so what we can do guys, now we can insert here, we can traverse, okay, we can delete, we can update, okay, we can search. There are various operations we can perform it here. Okay, so basically here, if I talk about syntax of the array, the syntax of the array is data type followed with array name, okay, followed with array name. So this is a syntax for declaration. So probably if you want to declare, you can declare it, okay, and if you want to create it, is a possible to create also, right? So what I want to do here directly, I want to create an array, data type, okay, followed with size here. So this is nothing but creation of an array. The syntax is what? Creation of an array here. So how we create guys now? Data type followed with array name followed with subscript equal, we use new operator, data type followed with size here. Let's say for example, I'm just taking integer array name equal to new int of size. Let's say give the 5 size. Now basically if you just look at here, I have just taken a simple array. I've taken a simple array where I'm just creating the array here. It is dynamically with a size 5. So what is the meaning of this one here? The meaning of this one is internally it was creating an object and it was allocating the 5 block of memory. It's allocating 5 block of memory. After allocating the 5 block of memory continuously here, it is going to provide the default value. What is going to do? It is going to provide default values. Now, in order to prove this, what we can do here, we can just write a simple program here. Let's say write public class test. I'm writing public static void main string rs. So here I just want to create an array with size 5. And here let me start index. So basically the index always start from 0. So I'll take 0 index. Index less than 5. I'm just hard coding as of now. Later of point change that one. So here I just want to print it here. System dot out dot println. I was printing the value here with index. Right. So if you want to print it here, the index, you can also print the index. Uh, let's say for example, simple program I've written here. Okay. And I'll show the execution part with the memory management. So we're just creating, and here I'm just printing the value. Now, as I told you guys, whenever you create an array here, as I told you that internally it is allocating the 5 block of memory continuously. Okay, and then it is going to provide some default values. It's going to provide some default values. So let's see, guys, whether it's working or not. I'll just take the another file that is test.java, and here we are writing the code. So this reduce the font size. Okay, perfect, right? Now let's see that how exactly it is working internally there. Okay, so let me show you practically how exactly it is working step by step there. So this is a code we have written now, right? This code we have written here. Okay, fine. So here I'll be closing main, and here is this is for loop is closed. This is main method. This is your class. So now here let's begin here and understand how exactly it's working. So execution start from main. Okay, execution start from main. So whenever it has been encountered this line here, so internally what happened, I'll tell you. Okay, so internally from the right hand side, it is going to create the block of memory here, and the block of memory is going to continuously allocate here. So first block, second, third, and the fourth. And index always start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and the 4. Okay. Now after allocating the memory here, depends on the data type. For example, here we have taken integer. So for the integer, default value is 0. If it is a if it is a string, it can be the default value as a null. If it is user defined object, the default value can be null here. Now if it is a float array, it can be the decimal point here, that is 0 0.0. Now as of now we have created integer, so default value will be 0. So we'll get 0 0 0 0 and 0 here. Now once it's created here, each memory block, this is one block, this another block, this is another block, this is another block, this is another block. So each one is having the memory block. Now each memory block will be assigned to the address. So for example here, if I taken the initial address, if I taken the initial address as 1,000, yes sir. Uh, Let me check, sir. Still, sir. Okay. ठीक है सर, no problem. Okay, no problem, sir. No problem. No problem. Yeah. So what I'm talking here. So for example, if I take an initial address, if I take an initial address here, okay. So I'm taking here initial address. Okay, initial address here, 1,000 plus size of data type. Okay, size of data type into index position. So basically, ma, if I taken the initial address as 1,000, let's say 1,000, I'm taking 1,000 plus size of the data type is how much, ma? This is data type. Size of the data type is what? 4. So 4 into index position is what? 0. because index start from 0. So 4 into 0 is nothing but 0. 0 plus 1000 is equal to 1000. So initial address, if I just take the address calculation here, I can take as 1000 here. Initially I was taking 1000. Okay. Now next address if I want to calculate here. So initially is 1000. Okay, 1000 plus size of the data type, that is integer is 4 byte. 4 into index position is 1. So 4 into 1, 4. So 4 plus 1000, next address will be 1004. Okay, can you guess next one will be 1008, right? Next one will be 1008, right? Yes or no? 1008. Next one will be how much now? 1000. Okay, 8 plus 4 is 12. Then 12 plus 4 is 16. So now if you see that each block, it is occupied 4 bytes of memory. Each one has been occupied 4 bytes of memory. Whose base address? This is your base address. This is your base address. This is called as base address. Now this base address is going to point to the array. So array is going to point to the base address. So here is going to point your base address as 1000. Okay, ma'am? It is pointing to the base address. So internally, it is pointing like this here, right? So now after this, so this is happening up to here. This is happening up to here. Next, it start from here. Initialization. Index equal to 0. Okay. 0 less than 5. This is condition. So 0 less than 5, condition is true. If the condition is true here, index we are passing here because we are using printf function. Array of index, array of index, array of 0. Array of 0. Okay. Array of index 1. So how much 0? 0 get it now. So that means at each position, I was printing the index position with a value here. So this is the value, this is the index position, and this is your memory here. So this is index position, this is the value, and this is a memory here, address. I hope the point is clear now. So now what will happen now? The output which you are expecting here, first one is array of 0, column 0 will get it. Next index became 1, 1 less than 5, yes. Now next one new line because we are using escape sequence character /n. So it come here, array of 1 will be how much? 0. So similarly we'll get 0. Similarly we'll get 3 of 0. Similarly we get 4 of 0. Now whenever the index became 5, 5 less than 5 come out here from the loop and come out from the main function, come out from the class. So what is the final output what we're expecting on the console? The final output what we're expecting on the console is this one here. Now let's check out once here whether we are correct or we are wrong. Let me check out once here. Test.java file. Let's compile Java C test.java here. Okay, so the program has been compiled successfully. So once the program is successfully, you can see the .class file we got it. What do you call? .class file, which is contain machine code, no, bytecode instructions, which is not a machine code. Now I want to execute here. So once I execute here, can I say that whatever we have expected, we are getting as per expectation? No? Yes. Now from this point, what I have understood that, now whenever we have been encountered this line, JVM, JVM, it is creating memory allocation internally and is allocated the 5 blocks of memory and providing the default value depends on the data type. So for example, if I'm taking the float, I'm just taking the float here. I'm just taking the float here. So now let's once again compile the code now. Run the program, guys. Okay, so what happened now? Illegal format conversions there because format specifier is wrong here. The format specifier is F should be there. If it is not supporting, I'll just print it as it is, no problem. We have the alternate approach. If you see, guys, if it is a float here, we are not getting default value as a 0. What is the default value I was getting? As getting decimal points. So after decimal point, how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 to 6 will be digits after decimal point, because I was using float value. I was using what? A float here. Is it clear, ma? Now, if I using here string array, let's say for example, I'm creating string array. I was creating a string array. Now, what will happen now? This is string now, so I have to print s. Okay, I have to print s, right? So let's see that if it is supporting or not. If it is not supporting, I'll just write it normally way. So if it's a string here, it is going to provide null. Okay. So what is the output I'm getting here? Default value null here. So that is depend on the data type, what exactly we were using. According to that, it is going to provide the default memory whenever it has been allocate the memory. Okay. So with this one, what we understood here as of now, we just understood that how we can create an array, okay, and what is happening internally there, right? So basically, we never work with the default values. We need to be learn how to be initialized. So again, there are various ways to initialize here. So let me move very fastly there. Let me take some value, initialize with the 10, and here I'm starting with index equal to 0, index less than 5, index plus plus. Okay. So I want to initialize here based on index position. Now at index here, I want to store the value. I want to store the value here. Store the value. And after that, I want to update the value by 10. What happened now here? At this point here, it has been provide all the default values, right? At this point, it has been provide the default value or not? Yes, it has been provide the default values. So now what we are learning here, we are learning that how to be initialize the value, how to be initialize the value. So we are learning here how to be initialize the value. So what we are doing guys now at every iteration, we are just trying to store the value, and that value are updating in the array based on the index position. So if you say index is 0, 0 less than 5, yes, the value initially is what? 10. That array of 0 at 0 position, it is going to store 10. Now value is updated. Now value became how much more? Value became 10 plus 10, 20. Then index here, I'll write like this. Index became 1, 1 less than 5. Condition is 2. The value is what? 20. 20 is stored in array of 1. Then value will be increased by 1, sorry 10. So it's became 30. Now index will be increased by 1. So it's became 2. 2 less than 5. Condition is 2. The 30 is going to store in array of 2 position. Then 30 plus 10 is equal to 40. Then index value will be increased by 1. It's became 3. 3 less than 5? Yes. Now 40 will be stored in array of 3. Then 40 plus 10 is became 50. Then index will be increased by 1. The 4 less than 5? Yes. So 50 will be stored in array of 4. Then 50 plus 1, sorry, 50 plus 10 is became 60. Now again index became 5. So 5 less than 5, stop here. So once you stop here, if you want to print it here, all the elements, okay, print all the elements with its sum also. This is my requirement. What I want to do here now, I want to print all the elements from the array, and it's also its sum. So that means here, if you just take it here, 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 equal to how much? 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 30, 60, 60 plus 40, 100, 100 plus 50, 150. So that means here, along with the elements, I should print here, I should print here its sum also. Okay, along these elements, I have to print sum also. So how we can do it here? So simply here, I can again start from index here. 0, index less than 5, index plus plus. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here now, I'll take one variable called as sum here. I take one variable sum here. Can I declare on sum outside? Sum equal to 0. So what we want here from the array, I want to take each element and I want to add in the sum. So sum equal to sum plus 10. Sorry, sum plus array of index. So why you are taking array index means whatever the value which you are getting from the array, I want to store in the sum here. And I want to add to the previous sum here also. And even though I want to print on the console, so I want to print on the console. So I will print on the console by space. That's it. Right? Yes or not? And after this loop here, I want to print here equal. I want to print equal, and then I want to print sum here. So this is the thing, right? After printing all the elements, we're supposed to print it sum also, right? So basically, what we are doing right now, this loop, we have taken where we are storing all the other elements. Okay. Now this loop is taken, which is used to add all the elements to this sum and also printing. Okay, while summing also. Then finally, we are printing the sum on the console there. So let's check out once whether it's working properly or not. Let's say test here, compile the program, figure out it whether it's working or not. Okay, there is an error here because this is should be in the comments. Okay, perfectly is working. Let's run the program. Test here. So perfectly is working, guys. Whatever we have expected here now. Now, according to that, it is working or not working, people. Whether it's working or not working. Any doubt here as of now, whether you're understanding the point here? Is it clear, people? Any queries as of now? Any doubt here in this one? Which you want to ask me? All the points are clear for everyone? It is okay? Okay, the people who has asked me the questions, okay. Fine. Okay, clear. So thank you for responding. At least few people have responded me. Thank you here. राजिया जरा पानी दियो. Yeah, fine. Let's move on to the next one here. Let's move on to this one. If you see that here, in case of arrays, there are two types of arrays here. Okay, there are two types of arrays. So you come to theory part. I'll come to theory part. So here the following are the types of arrays here. Okay, so can you guess what's the first one here? Single dimension array. and here multi-dimensional array. Generally, when I say the single dimensional array, if you see the syntax here, so we can properly using the subscript here. So what is a subscript basically we use here? What is a subscript we use, guys? Now we use only the single subscript here. What you use? Single subscript here. Now we not use more than one subscript because we were using only single subscript because it's a single dimensional array. Okay, is a single dimensional array, right? So now generally this is in case of C language, but in Java the size generally we specify at the time of creation. The time of creation here, right? At the time of creation we specify. Just now we have seen, right? Creation of the array, right? Okay. Now coming for the two-dimensional array or three-dimensional array or multi-dimensional array here. Okay, two-dimensional array, three-dimensional, multi-dimensional array. What we can do here in this case, we can specify the type of array. Okay, in C language we give the size like this. Okay, now here in case of Java here, how we can specify, guys, now generally how we can specify this array here now. Can I specify the size like this now? Yes, this is a valid here. Yes, this is a valid here. If you want to create here, let me talk here create also. In case of creation, get type size here. Okay, fine. And here size is mandatory. Okay, mandatory means compulsory here. Okay. Now here if you just look at here, in case of creation, you type array name followed with a subscript, new data type. Listen carefully. This is very important here. Listen carefully. I'll give a couple of cases here. Now, generally, in case of Java, when you're creating here, okay, here first subscript, okay, first dimension you can say dimension or subscript. Different people give a different term now. So first dimension is mandatory. Okay, whereas second dimension is optional. Is optional here. What now? It is optional. Second one is an optional here. Okay. So if you just look at people now, in case of multi-dimensional array. So for example, if I take in the two-dimensional array example, if you see the syntax of declaring, and if you see the syntax of creation, this is declaration, this is creation. Also declaration, it's also creation. If you see the syntax in case of two-dimensional array, we need to give the size here, that is rows and columns if you want to give it. But the most important thing is the first dimension is mandatory, whereas second is optional. How it is optional? That all the things I'm going to show the option, practical way, so that you can understand a proper way. Now, basically here, if I take an example, let's take example because already you have seen this example, right? You already seen this example. Let's take this example here. For example, I'm just creating array new int of. Let me create here my 3 of 3 here. So what happened now here? I have created here 3 by 3. But we should understand here how basically internally the multi-dimensional is going to work in case of Java language. In case of Java language. So this is very interesting. Now, if you just look at here, this is also equivalent to we can pick optional here, and then what we can do here, array of 0 equal to new int of 3. array of 1 equal to int of 3, and here array of 2 equal to int of 3. Now let's understand in details. Okay, what is this? Okay. Everything I'll show with memory management, and I will show the proof also, don't worry. Everything I'll show with memory management and proof for you. Now people, if you just look at my here, now if you take the two dimensional array here where 3 by 3 matrices we have given, right? Now here this is equivalent to this one. So we are not understanding what actually it is. If you see that internally how it is represented. Internally it is represented like this. In the first level, it is going to create 3 blocks of memory. 1, 2, and the 3. 3 blocks of memory. And basically we know that index start from what? 0. So 0, 1, and the 2. Now this is your first level. Okay, first level. Now at each level, it is going to create three blocks of memory. How much block of memory? 3 blocks of memory. So internally, it is going to occupy 3 blocks of memory here, here, and here. Where this is pointing here, this is pointing here. Okay, guys. Now whose base addresses will be pointing here now in the second? In the second level, index here is 0, here is 1, and here is 2. Here index is 0, 2 here. Here is 2. Okay. Now, as I told you that internally it will act like an object. So internally it is act like an object. And here it is going to provide the default value 0, 0, and 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0, 0, and 0. I hope you're understanding, guys. Now, where who is pointing? Error is pointing. Who is pointing here? Error. So now, if you see that here, if you understand this one properly, you can understand. So the first one is not optional because the first level is very important here. If there is no first level here, you cannot give the size for the second one because every address of the next block is having here. Right, so first level is important here, and this is a second level. Now if you see that what we're doing here now, we are getting array of 0. So array of 0, we are allocating the 3 blocks of memory. Yes, 3 blocks of memory. Next one, at array of 1, we are allocating here 3 blocks of memory. Yes. At array of 2 here, we are just allocating the memory of 3. Yes. So this is also equivalent to this one. Okay now. So here, in case of multi-dimensional array, in case of Java is nothing but array within the array. What is this one? Array within the array here. So we have the first level, we have the array, and the second level is also we have the array. So generally here, if you just look at here, it is acting like array within the array. Yes. So now here, if you just look at here, if you want to access the element, what we can do, we can take array, okay, with index. So I'm starting here 0 of 0. So array of 0 of 0, array of 0 of 0, how much will get 0? Next array of 0 of 1 will get 0. Array of 0 of 2 is 0. Array of 1 of 0, so on. So that means if you want to access here, you can take here I, and here I can take j. You can take I and j here, right? So that means how many loops I record here? I record here two loops here. So I'm taking here I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. I'm taking here j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. So what we can do here now? Can we print it the element here? Can we print the element? Yes. We can give some space here. And for each row, I want to print it here, new line. That's it. That's all. So how many loops we required here? We required two loops. Sir, what is the reason for taking the two loops, sir? Because if you see that for each index, we have to travel for three iterations. For each index, I have to travel for three elements. For each index, I have to travel three elements here. Okay, now even though if you don't want to get the okay hard code the three here, we can also get the length here. Suppose here, if I say the length, if you want to get the length, so for example, if I want to get the length here, I can get here array dot length is a variable, right? And get the length here. But if I want to get here length of each level, so array of 0 dot length we can take, right? We can get here length 3. Array of 1 dot length 4. Array of 2 dot length. So if you see that here, when I say array dot length, it gives the first level length, that is 3. Now if I say array of 0, means array of 0 dot length means completely the second level this length. So how much you'll get here now? Here I can get here 3. Now array of 0 dot length, how much I can get here? I can get 3. Array of 1 dot length, how much I'll get? 3. Array of 2 dot length, you'll get here 3 here. So when you want to get the length here, okay, if you want to get the length here, instead of here, I can just put it here simply way. Instead of taking all the things, what we can do here, we can simply write it here, array of I dot length. When I became 0, it gets 0 length. If I became 1, it get 1 length. If I become 2, it get 2 length here, and so on. So we can replace this 3, can replace with 3 with array of I dot length. So at each level, what is the length of this second level? It can give you, and that number of iterations it can be performed here. Okay, let's check out once practically. Okay, so I have to take the backup for you. See the example. Yeah, people tell me now. Let me create here array 3 here. Okay, so here, yeah. So tell me here, can I say that is going to work now? I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Equal to 0, j less than array of I dot I plus plus. Okay, let's check out here. Array of I of j, and I want to give some space. So here, this is what inner loop. Okay, to print all the second level elements. Print all second level elements. And here to move next to row, if you just consider as row 3 by 3, move to the next line. I can use for the next line what I can use system dot or dot println as well. What a loop this is. Four. Yes. So I'm just printing the default values because I told you that whenever it is encountered this line, it is internally put some default values. Let me prove that if we anything wrong, we'll make the modification. Now execute the code. So there is an error here. Array index order bound exception. So we get the array index of bound exceptions if the specified the length is not enough to be getted. Let's understand why is not getting. What's the problem here? This is a problem. We forgot to write J here. That's the reason. Okay, right. Clear screen. Now it is working perfectly, guys. Now whether it's working perfectly here. Yes or not? Right? It's working perfectly. Yes, it's working perfectly. Now here, what I want here, I know that whenever it is creating here, it is providing all the default values here. It is providing all the default values. So if you just look at here, it is providing all the default values. Now what I want here from this matrix, let's say this is the matrix, you got it right. This is the matrix, you got it. You got this the matrix right. Now from this matrix here, what I want here, I want to represent all its diagonal elements. All its diagonal elements. This is diagonal elements and this is anti-diagonal elements. So all the diagonal elements I want to fill it here. Okay, I want to fill with 1. So the output should be 1, 1, and 31. So whatever the diagonal elements we have, I just want to make all these diagonal elements as a 1, 1, 1. So for better understanding here, what I'm going to do here, I'll just increase it font size. Okay, so 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So if you just look at here, if it is a matrix here now, now probably here index begins 0, 0, 1, 2 here, it's 0, 1, and the 2 here. Okay, now so here this is what this is I just moving towards the rows here, number of rows, and this is your J here, which is moving the number of columns. Again, so this position is what 0, 0, this is 0, 1, this is 0, 2, this is 1, 0, this is 1, 1, this is 1, 2, this is 2, 0, this is 2, 1, and this is 2, 2 here, right? Now actually this is the output I got it here, but what I suggest for you, I suggest that all the diagonal should be come as 1, right? So already we have just created the array 3 by 3 array, and whenever we created here, we know that it is going to provide some default value, depends on the type. And what is the type we have taken? We have taken integer, so obviously it is going to give here 0 only. But what is my requirement here? After this, I want to modify in such a way that all the diagonal elements should be present as 1 here. So that means 1 has to be updated in all the diagonal elements. So tell me here, what is the condition we supposed to write in such a way that I can make all the diagonal element as a what one? As a one here. So can you please tell me guys, what is the condition we supposed to write as of now in the program? Come on people, try. Others says our voice not clear. Now it's clear, Others. Is it audible now? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Great. So tell me, what is the logic we can write it here in such a way that we can get all the diagonal elements as a one here. Come on, people, tell me. Think. Okay. So very simple here. If you take in here the indexes, I'm just writing the indexes here. For the first index 0 comma 0, second one 0 comma 1, next one is 0 comma 2, next to 1 comma 0, 1 comma 1, next to 1 comma 2, next one 2 comma 0, 2 comma 1, and 2 comma 2 here. So probably if I look the indexes, the index, this is I and this is G. If I just look the indexes here, whenever the indexes are equal, equal, okay, when the indexes are equal here, in this case, can I say that we are getting the elements 1 and 1 here? Yes or here? Whenever the indexes are equal here, are we getting 1 and 1 people? Yes or not? Are we getting 1 and 1 here? Yes. So tell me what changes I can do in the existing program. Let's go back here. Yeah. So here I have to make the changes first. Then only I have to print it here. Right now? Yes or not? Yeah. So tell me here. First, I want to update here. Then after that, I'm going to print it here. So here, first thing is, I will write the condition. What is the condition here? If if I is equal to j, if I is equal to j, means if both the indexes are equal, if both the indexes are equal, okay, if both the indexes are equal, then in this case, what we supposed to do it here? We supposed to do there in that index position, I want to store 1, and then finally I am going to print here the update value. Are you able to follow guys now? What exactly we were doing here, Ma? We found that indexes of I and j, that means if both the indexes are equal, if both are equal here, in this case, Ma, in this case, I was printing the element here by maintaining the single space here. By maintaining what? A single space here. Okay, now by maintaining the single space here. Let's go and check once. Now, you tell me guys, are we getting here properly now? All the diagonal elements I got as 1 here now. Yes or not? So what exactly I was doing here now? So wherever I found the indexes that is equivalent, that is I equal to j, if both are equal, then in this case, what exactly we were doing here? Very simple here. I was just updating as a 1. I was updating as 1 here, right? So let's go back here and let's understand. Tell me guys, have you understood this point or not understood? This, is it clear for everyone or not clear? I hope all the points are clear now for all of you. Okay, so great here. Now, with this one, I hope people are clear now how to work with the two-dimensional array. Okay. So here, please, I request you all the students to be work with a two-dimensional array, and I'm just hoping that at least you have understood how to work with a two-dimensional array also. How to work with a two-dimensional array here. So with this one, I've just shown you the example how you can work with a two-dimensional array. Okay. So here, I'll take the backup here, and I'll put in the file. So here, one academic question here, right? For one academic question, you know how to make transpose matrix here? Have you heard about transpose matrix? No? Transpose matrix in Java, or you take anything, C or C plus, what doesn't matter. You know what do you mean by transpose matrix? How many people aware of transpose matrix? No? People, can you hear me? What do you mean by transpose matrix here? So for example here, okay, taken 1, 2, 3 as a matrix, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So this is the matrix 3 by 3 matrix application. Right? So if I want to make the transport here, generally how it can be represented? It can be represent the matrix use P, right? Generally opposite take that arrow, okay? Use a transpose matrix T to power of something. So here if you see the transpose matrix here for this given array, how it can be represented here? So basically it will be converted rows of a matrix into the columns and the columns of a matrix into the rows. So what happened now, the output will come, how the output will come? 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8 and 3, 6, 9. So that means here converting the rows of a matrix into the columns and the columns of a matrix into the rows. So that will be considered as what? Transpose matrix here. So can you try once guys, all of you, this one? Okay, so try this program here at home. If you're not getting, then I'll explain you. So this is a simple assignment I'm giving here. Take the 3 by 3 matrix here, read the 3 by 3 matrix, all the elements. Okay, then after that what we supposed to do? We're supposed to write the logic which is used to make a transpose matrix there. Can you do guys, all of you? Can you try once? Try once more people. I request you please try. At least try. So I'm just hoping that everyone can try. Okay, na? So rows into columns and the columns into rows. Very simple thing. If you think we'll get it. Here itself the answer is there, right? So I request you all the people to try this program here at home there. Okay, no? Okay. So last thing is here we have to discuss anonymous array. Last thing we have to discuss about anonymous array. So what do you mean by here anonymous? Anonymous. Have you heard about anonymous guys? Anonymous array. How many people know the anonymous array? Come on, people. How many people are familiar with anonymous array? Have you heard about anonymous array? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, no one is heard. Okay, very good. Fine. See, anonymous array is nothing but which doesn't contain a name, which doesn't contain a name, and that can be okay used for only once. Anonymous array is an array which does not contain name, and it can use only for once. It can be used only for once here. It can be used only for once here. Okay. So how the anonymous array is going to look? So basically, as I told you that it doesn't have any name. So probably if it is not having any name, so probably it can use only for once, not for every time here. Now, for example, let's take one class, public class test. I'm taking the class build static point media. Now let's do one thing. Let me take one method here. I'll take one method. Static method I'll take it. Uh, print items. So here I'll take your proper names. Mm, okay. So here I'll take your product names. And here I'm going to display the product names. That's it. So here what I'm going to do here, I will call that method print items by creating one string array. By creating one string array. So I want to create one array here. So what array I want to create here now? Probably I want to create one array here with a number of elements. Okay, let's say product name here, Samsung, iPhone, okay, Vivo, that's it, etc. Okay, so if you just look at here, I have created one array. I have created one array by passing the number of items, the Samsung, okay, iPhone, and the Vivo. This is mobile phone names, right? So all the mobile names I was passing here to the array. Okay, so here I see generally what we do, in general we like this, we take the array, right? We take the array like this, let's say 3, right? Then we are going to store here array of 0 equal to Samsung, okay, array of 1 iPhone, and here array of 2 equal to Vivo, something. And then we are going to pass the array, but here I have created one array which doesn't have any names here, doesn't have any names here. I'll remove this one, right? So without having the any names here, I have created and calling the method which is used to hold the p name and printing on the console there. Are you able to follow guys now? What we done now? Okay, so let's check out once whether it is working or not. I don't know if it's working or not. Okay, let's test the application. If it is not working, we'll modify it. Yes, working. So now we got all the mobile phone names, Samsung, iPhone, as well as Vivo here. So can you tell me guys now in this program here, what do you understand here? So here we are just passing the array to the method whose method name is print items, which is not written anything. And what type of method it is? Static. Why? Because static method can be called easily static method directly. So you should not be, call and create object for the class. So directly we can call a method from another method if it is static. Similarly, instance method can be called from another instance method. So I was just calling a method by passing an array with a list of items. I'm passing the array with a list of items. When I'm passing this array doesn't have any name. So directly we are passing the reference to this one, and with this one we are accessing the elements here. Now such type of array will be considered as what? Anonymous array. What array ma? Anonymous array here. Are you able to understand people? I hope you're understanding everyone. The point is clear now. Understood anonymous array, everyone? Okay. Or still confusion? I'm addressing you. Please let me know. Yes, ma'am. Directly we are creating and passing that reference. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else you're doing. Here, basically, as of now, we are hard coding here, right? So list of items we are hard coding here. That's the reason. No, this is basically used for, only once. You cannot use for multiple times there, right? Here you cannot use a scanner straight, right? Probably you want to read it here, you can put scanner dot next and scanner dot next there. Okay, you can take the number of items and you can pass it here if you want to read it here. So for example, system.in here. So read the elements here. Item 1. Here also we are just fixing the number of items. That's it. Then you can pass the number of items. If you're not reading the complete sentence, then you can use the just next. You can use next also. If you don't want to read the complete line. If it is skipping here, you can write the logic which is used to not to skip the next line. Here you can pass the number of items. And even though if you want to ask the user, how much the number of items, then obviously it can be same like array. So here the point is to be understand you without any names here. We can just pass to this one, which internally pointing here. So there is no reference for this, but internally it is pointing here because we are passing the address to the this array which can is holding, and from this array we are accessing the element. So yesterday we learned about for each loop. For each loop is variable, its type should be depend on the type which you are holding here, and here the right hand side should be array or collections, right? Yesterday we learned this one. Understood now? Is it that your dot you're having? Okay, Revant? No need to create a scanner class, brother. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Krishna, is it okay? Okay. Krishna, I think so. You got it? Fine. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. So we're talking something here. Yeah. So this is about your anonymous array, right? Yes. At least clear now? Yeah. What is the next thing? Tell me what we have to discuss. What is the next thing we have to discuss now? Now it is okay for you to work with arrays now? Can I go to the next one, people?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me what is the topic you want next one? What is the next thing you want me to discuss? Because as per schedule here, what they have given for me, I supposed to discuss the packages and all the things. Tell me what you want, then I can go according to that. Okay, next one, sir. String, sir. Okay, man. Okay. We'll go for string one next one. String in Java. Okay. See, generally here, if you take here C language, in case of C language, string is nothing but a group of character which is always end with a null. In case of C language, okay, in case of C language, string is nothing but a group of characters which is end with null. The end here, right? But in case of Java, in case of Java, in case of Java, string is a class which represent a group of characters. In case of Java, we can also represent the group of character, that is character array in Java. Okay, in Java, we can also take as character array. There is a possible. But here in case of Java, generally the string is a class. String is a class. String is a class which represent the group of characters, right? And this class is defined inside a package. Can you guess what is the package? That is java.lang package. Which package now? Java.lang package. Sure. Everyone understood, guys? Everyone understood? Let me show you practically. Let me show you practically. This is a predefined class. I'm seeing the profile java.lang.string class. I'm seeing the profile of java.lang.string. So if you see that here, In the java.lang, when I just enter here profile, when I say enter profile, okay, what is the class? Is a class or not here? This is a class. And what type of is class? Yeah, see. So internally it is implementing serializable, comparable, and character sequence. There is a different story. It is having the constructor, zero parameterized constructor, parameterized constructor, string which taking place, character array, and so on. Not only this, it is also having methods. Length is a method. Empty is a method. Char at, by passing the index position, we can get the characters. Code point, okay, offset, get chars. You can convert into bytes, so on. Okay, index of in the range, last index. So many methods. What is this? Substring. Substring. Okay, method overloaded methods. This is overloaded methods. Substring you take one argument. Substring you take two arguments. Okay, concat, replace, matches, regular expression. This is okay. Replace first, replace all. Split is also a method. Join, this is added from JDK 1.8. Two lowercase, okay, uppercase. Trim, convert into, okay, string, if any other things. Convert into character array. Format, you can use format. Value of, you can convert that integer to the string here. Okay, compare. So if you just look at here, string is a class in Java which contain the constructors, methods, and etc. there, right? So representation of a string in case of Java is also a group of character, but in general, in case of Java, okay, string is a class. What one? String is a class here. Now, I hope you're understanding. I'll repeat once again. In case of Java language, string is a class which represents the group of characters or the sequence of character. Okay. Or some people say string is an object. Why we say the people string is an object? Because for whom we create object for the class only. So string is a class, for that we can create an object, right? Which can also represent the sequence of character. Now, basically here, there are two ways to create string object as below. First one, by using new keyword. Second one, by using string literal. Tell me how many ways are there? How many ways are there where I can able to create a string object, guys? How many are there so that we can create the string object here? Come on, people, tell me. Yes. So first one is by using new keyword, and second one by using literal. So here itself I'll show you. Example, string str equal to new string of talent show. Talent show. Okay. And here string str equal to directly literal. There are two ways here. First one here, by using by using new keyword, and second one by using string literal here. Okay. Now the most important point you have to remember is string is immutable. String is immutable. This is very important point. This is very important point here. I hope people are understanding. String is what? String is a immutable object. It's not mutable. It is a immutable object here. You cannot modify it. Okay. How? We'll understand with an example. And there's a story here. All the things we'll learn slowly one by one. So let's say, for example, I'm taking public class test. So here I was using here by using new operator. For example, I've given string, new string here, talent show. Now here, when I print it here, can you guess what's the output here? Can I get talent show here? That's not it. The string I've taken str equal to new string here, and I'm passing the group of characters, right? So when I print here str, what is the output I was getting, guys? What is the output I was getting? The output which I was getting here as a talent show. That is talent show, right? So what I'm doing here, I want to use a methods, but before that, let me just execute this program. Let me execute the program. Where is that file? Yeah, this is my execution file now. So I've taken the backup of this program. No, we are not taken up. We haven't taken backup. I've taken the backup. Because at the end of the class, I have to share this file with you. That's the reason every point I'm discussing with practical, and I'm showing the proof also. Let's compile the code. So what you're getting here, talent you are getting now? Yes, perfectly is working. So what I was getting here, I was getting the talent show here, whatever I expected here, yes, is working perfectly. Now let's come back here. Now let's remove this one. Now, once we create an object for the string class, sir, can I use a method, sir? Methods of java.lang.string class. Java.lang.string class. All these are methods. Okay, we can use the methods. Let's start the methods which are commonly used. First method I'm using char at, which take input as index position. Okay, so slowly I'm discussing one. Next one is length is a method which can return the length of the string. Okay, now which are the common use probably that common methods I'm going to help for you to be understand better way, right? Next one, boolean is empty. Is going to check whether the string is empty or not. Next one, we can use here boolean equals to compare the objects. Compare the objects means one object with another object. Next one, we can have the method concat, which take another string, or I can use another string as. Okay, so like this, we have so many methods here. Okay, so many methods. So if I want to get the index, the specific character. So you have index of, which take the character position there. Okay. Next one, if you want to get the index of a string, get the index of a string, you can pass the index also string. You can pass substring of index which you want to pass. Okay. Next, you have the methods uh, to lowercase. Okay, you can pass it to lowercase, convert it to uppercase. Okay. Next, you have the trim method. It remove the leading spaces and the white spaces between this. You can this one. And here you also have the methods which are very, very interesting methods. This is very important method. Split method. It's take, okay, probably you need to pass it here, regular expression. Okay. Not only this, as I told you that we also have to get some other strings, right? So for example, you have the portion of the string to be get it. So I can get it here by using substring. We're getting what a substring here. Now in this one, you can specify from where, okay, you can pass from where begin index. And also you have the string substring, which can take both index, begin index and here end index. Okay, so all these methods are defined here. All these defines. I've shown you just now. Java p java.lang dot string. If you see the profile, you can see the profile object. So from this, I've taken all these methods. Okay, all these methods are available. So many methods are there. The methods which is very common to use it and taken that methods, right? So here, these are the list of methods. I'll put in the comments. So we have to understand here how we can work with this. So I'll show you a few things, so that remaining part you can work at home also. There are so many, but I've taken the common one here, right? So first, let me take here concat to prove this point is it immutable or not. Okay, so let me use first concat. So here I've taken the talent show and I want to take string dot concat space private. Okay, so I'm to give here private limited. Let's say give it India limited, something like that. Right? So you tell me, guys, if I print it here, can you please tell me what is the output we can get it here? Can you guess here what is the output I can get here? Can I get the output as talent show space private space India space limited? Can I get this output or not, people? Come on, guys, think and answer me. Is it possible for me to get? Okay, sorry, I have to address you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, people, tell me. Immutable. Okay, the meaning of immutable. See, ma, this is English words, right? So you can understand here. Immutable means you cannot modify it. The objects are two categories actually. Mutable as well as immutable. Objects are two categories. Immutable as well as mutable. Mutable means which can be modified it. Mutable objects means which can be modify it. Immutable means what? Which cannot be modified. The string class, the string object is a mutable or immutable. It is a immutable object here. It is a immutable object here. Okay, now. So if it is an immutable object here, can you please tell me if I printed string here, whether we are getting talent show only or talent show private India limited? So can I expect here is a talent show only? Can I expect only talent show? Yes or no? Yes, I can say is a talent show only because it is not modifying here. So the meaning of this one is, if I taken this part here, if you understand this one, these lines of code here. Okay, let's understand what is happening internally. Now, generally here, whenever it is encountered this line, it is going to create an object. It's going to create one object. So whenever generally the object is created, for every object, a unique code will be generated. Let's say 3, 4, 5, something, 2, 1. Something unique ID has been generated. In this one, it is going to store the talent. And this is going to point by str. So str is going to point here. Okay, guys. So it is going to create an object here. After creating object here, as I told you that for each and every object, a unique ID will be generated here. A unique ID will be generated here. And then whatever the content we have taken, that content will be stored here. Now, whenever it has been encountered this point, rather than modifying the existing object, rather than modifying the existing object, rather than modifying the existing object, you know what he will do? He will create, he will concat and he will create another object. He'll create another object. Let's create another object. And for every object creation, there will be some unique ID. And here is going to store talent show private. Yeah. And then whether is pointing here, no, it is not at all pointing here. It is not at all pointing here. So can I say that whenever he felt that, okay, whenever we concat here, rather than modifying the actual object, what exactly he was doing internally, he was creating another object. So he has created another object and with unique ID here, and then the content has been stored here. But still str is pointing to whom? The talent show. So let's figure out it here, whether we are correct or wrong. Okay. We're not printing here. We're printing now. Okay, let's check. Let's combine again. Okay. So we got here talent show now. We got only the talent show here. People understood, guys, now? So tell me the point here, whether the string is immutable or the mutable object. Can I say that string is a mutable or immutable? It's a immutable object. Now suppose here, if I take an store here in the same string, what will happen now? Let's understand in this case. Let's understand in this case. Let's understand in this case. First and foremost is going to create an object here, and it's going to store the content talent show. Some unique ID will be generated here, and who is going to point internally? str is going to point here. Next, whenever it is encountered here, it is concatenating, but he's creating the new object or not? Yes, it is going to create a new object. You'll get the new object. So private India limited. Okay, and unique ID is something. And here at this point, after concatenating, we are storing in the same reference. We are storing the same reference. When he's storing the same reference, now he will point to this reference, and he will make this as dereference. Make as dereference. And whenever the garbage collector is one of the thread which is run internally, whenever the garbage collector find unused things, it try to remove from the memory. Whenever the garbage collector find the unused thing, it try to remove from the memory here. So if you hold in the same reference, instead of pointing to the old object, he will point to the new object which having the content as Talentio Private Limited. But the point, remember that he has not modified the actual object. Remember the point here. He has not modified the actual object. Instead of modifying here, he was created the new object here, and which is pointing to the new object here. Now let's run this one as of now. See here, not Talentio Private Limited. Now from this point, don't say that string is immutable. String is immutable. No, string is not mutable. Is a immutable. Instead of modifying the existing object, he has created what? A new object here. He has created what? A new object here. So with this one, everyone has understood, people, the concept of the string. Okay, this is only the concept I've just did it here. Okay, this is a concept I've did it here. Just wait, I'll be generating the link. I'll be generating the link. I'll share the link for you. Please wait, guys. I'll be generating the link for you. I'll share the link. Share with the students those who want more. In the next class, we'll discuss about string other methods. Then we'll talk about the packages and other things. Okay. Don't worry. Probably okay. Until 27th, I think so. We're supposed to finish it. Before that, I'll try to be close all the things. If it is possible, we'll try to extend 1 hour also extra. Don't worry. But the most important thing is I want to go according to what actually you want. So please take the link, people. Take the link and share with them. Share with all of them. Okay, fine. So we'll continue in the next session. So till there, take care and bye, guys. Thank you so much once again.
హలో, రెగ్యులర్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా దీంట్లో? హలో, రెగ్యులర్స్ ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారండి?